Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peeping. All right, you guys, as you know, it will officially be the Golden State Warriors versus the Toronto Raptors in the NBA Finals. Game one will start, if I'm not mistaken, Tuesday. The Warriors took care of business pretty quickly with the Portland Trail Blazers. You know, the Warriors was just the better team than the Portland Trail Blazers. That's just the tail of the tape. That's just the story of the game. The Warriors were the better team, and I think on paper they still the better team, even though they're going to have their hands full with Toronto. I'll give my prediction Monday. I'll give my prediction Monday on who's going to win the NBA Finals, and I'll break down this. I'll break down this series, coming up. But nevertheless, let me talk about somebody who's trying to insert and make himself part of the finals, which is Drake. Now, I heard Stephen A. Smith and Jalen Rose basically saying that, Milwaukee's coach was being sensitive and all that type of shit. Nah, not really. Not really. Because if that's the case, Stephen A. Smith is sensitive because we all know what he did when I ran up on him. He ran. Now all of a sudden he say he embraced debate. Now all of a sudden, since he got the new money, which is good for him, he basically saying he don't debate for free. Oh, okay. Okay. I see you on that tip now. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. But at any of these fights, I better not see you talking to Fight Hype or the other people, Fight Hub or none of them dudes, because that mean you don't debate for free or you don't do interviews for free. Because he told me he don't do interviews, but that's a lie. But nevertheless, that's fine. That's fine. As far as Drake goes, Drake is just very annoying, and he does do way too much. I remember, a couple of years ago when Kevin Durant was trying to do an interview and he bumped into Kevin Durant and he did it on purpose. And you could tell Kevin Durant was pissed. And, I give Kevin Durant credit because if that was me, I probably would have really ran over there and who knows. But Drake does try to make himself part of the game. As I said before, you can cheer all you want. You can cheer, you can say, you can boo, you can do all that kind of stuff. But when you get to the extensive name calling and all that kind of shit, and see, the thing is, the problem that I had with Drake was walking up and down the court, having contact with the coach of the Raptors. You're not supposed to do that. And he shouldn't be allowed to do that. And the NBA need to tell Drake he needs to stay in his seat. You are not allowed to be walking up where the coaches is, because technically they're working. And that's the problem that I think that people had with Drake. It wasn't so much him cheering. He had a right to cheer. That's his team. But when you start actually inserting yourself into the game, and you going over there where the opposite team is, and you walking to benches and you walking over to coaches, now you done did too much and you need to be subdued. The best thing that the Warriors can do is request that the NBA don't give Drake any, and when I say any, don't give him any screen time. Don't give him any footage, because that's what he wants. Nobody ain't coming to the motherfucking NBA Finals to see no fucking Drake. Okay? Nobody. Nobody's coming there for him. They coming there to watch the Warriors versus the Toronto Raptors. And as I said before, like I said, Drake can cheer all he wants. That's his team. He from Toronto. Nobody has a problem with him cheering and rooting for his team. But like I said, when you start getting your ass up, walking over there to where the coaches is and all that shit, and people trying to conduct interviews and shit, and you getting in the way and all that type of shit, that's a problem. That ain't got nothing to do with being sensitive. That ain't got nothing to be all up in your feelings, because when people say stupid shit like that, you just show me that you a mark and you a coward and you don't know, and you just, to me, that's internet prankster talk when you say that type of shit. That's language that a lot of internet punks made up. you know, dudes that know they won't go see nobody, in real life. That's internet tough guy talk. When people say all that type, that's just real talk. I'm just keeping it 100. But at the end of the day, for real, the NBA need to be cool with that, because like I said before, it's not Drake and the Toronto Raptors. It's the Toronto Raptors versus the Golden State Warriors, and that should be the main focus. They should not be giving Drake any screen time. So if I was the Golden State Warriors, I would request that the NBA do not show Drake one bit, on camera. He want to get some camera time, let him bring his own camera crew, or let him record the shit and put it on his Facebook or whatever the fuck he got. But as far as Drake making himself part of the game, you know what I'm saying, the NBA shouldn't allow that. And I hate to say this is something, and I usually never agree with anything Charles Barkley says, but I do agree that somebody should knock Drake into the stands and shit, because maybe he'll sit his ass down. He want to be part of the game. I agree with Charles Barkley. I'd be like, okay, somebody throw me the ball, and then when I say I would hit Drake so hard that he would land into the third deck, I guarantee you Drake would sit his ass down the entire series. Because the thing is, Drake is gonna more than likely come to Oakland because he has family in Oakland. Okay, so this is not gonna be just a Toronto thing. This is gonna be a Bay Area thing. But I think Drake better be cool, because there's gonna be some people there that's not gonna go for that. And I want to give you an example of why what Drake does is weak and is out of pocket, and he just being an attention whore. E40 is a Warriors season ticket holder. So it's Mr. Fab, a couple of other people. I've seen a lot of celebrities. Rob Snyder is a diehard Golden State Warriors fan. He from the Bay Area. He from San Francisco, I think. Rob Snyder, every time he come to a game, he sit down, he watch the game. He just, he don't get up and try to insert himself into the game like Drake be doing. This was something that I didn't. This is one of the reasons why I wanted it to be the Bucks. The Bucks and the Warriors in the finals. Because this was going to be just a simple finals where the best man, or should I say the best team, win. But now the NBA is going to have to deal with this bullshit with Drake. He ain't no fucking ambassador. He just a fucking overzealous fan that need to calm the fuck down. And like I said before, the NBA should not allow Drake's antics, especially in Oakland. Like I said, this is a series between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors, not Drake. It's your boy Tam Biz. I'm out.